My neighbor filed 47 noise complaints about my dog barking, so I let her destroy her own life with a $89 Blink camera. My neighbor Diane moved in next door 3 months ago. 2 weeks later, the HOA letters started arriving. Excessive dog barking between 2-4 p.m. daily. I stood in my kitchen holding the first letter, completely confused. My dog Copper is 8 years old and sleeps 16 hours a day. I called the HOA. They said Diane had been documenting everything. Timestamps, decibel readings from an app, even photos of Copper mid-bark through my fence. I apologized and said I'd handle it. That night, I sat in my living room from 2-4 p.m. with a notepad. Copper slept on the couch the entire time. Didn't even wake up when the mailman knocked. The next day, another letter. Continued excessive barking, 2:17-3:45 p.m. I checked my Ring doorbell footage. Nothing, just Copper asleep on the porch. I was losing my mind. Maybe the footage was glitching? Maybe I was going crazy? I spent $340 on a dog trainer. She came over, observed Copper for 3 hours. Ma'am, your dog barely moves. I've never seen an animal this calm. I showed her the HOA letters. She looked as confused as I felt. The complaints kept coming every single day. The HOA warned me I'd be fined $500 per violation if it continued. My hands were shaking when I called Diane directly. I've hired a trainer. I've taken Copper to the vet. He's on anxiety medication now. I don't know what else to do. Her voice was ice cold. Maybe you shouldn't own a dog if you can't control it. Then she hung up. I installed bark collars. Copper whimpered every time it vibrated, even though he wasn't barking. I felt sick watching him confused and scared. The complaints didn't stop. By week 6, I'd spent over $2,000 on trainers, vet visits, and equipment. The HOA scheduled a hearing. Diane submitted 47 formal complaints with evidence. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. My neighbor stopped making eye contact. I knew she wanted Copper gone. The hearing was in 2 days. I was going to lose my dog because of something I couldn't even prove was happening. Then my sister visited. She sat in my backyard at 2 p.m. with her phone recording. I'll catch the barking, then we'll know for sure. An hour passed. Copper slept. No barking, but we both heard it. Crystal clear. Loud barking coming from the direction of Diane's yard. My sister's face went white. That's not your dog. We walked to the fence line. The barking got louder. It was coming from Diane's open window. We couldn't see inside, but the sound was unmistakable. Recorded dog barking. Playing on a loop. My stomach dropped. She's been faking it. My sister pulled out her phone. I'm recording this. I drove to Target and bought a $89 Blink camera. Mounted it on my back fence facing Diane's window. Set it to record 1:05 p.m. daily. Day 1, nothing. Day 2, nothing. Day 3. At 2:03 p.m., Diane appeared in her window. She looked directly at my yard, held up her phone, pressed play. Dog barking blasted from her phone speaker. She did this for 47 minutes. Recording. Watching Copper sleep. Then she'd take photos of Copper lying down and leave. I had it all on camera. The angle, the timestamp, her face, her phone, everything. I sent the footage to the HOA that night. The hearing was the next morning. I brought my laptop. When it was my turn to speak, I played the video. The room went silent. Diane's face drained of color. She stood up. That's not, I was just, the HOA president held up his hand. Mrs. Kemp, you filed false complaints. You fabricated evidence. You harassed a resident for 3 months. They fined her $200. Every single false complaint, $500 each, doubled for fraud. She screamed about lawyers, about how this was entrapment. The president said, you're also receiving a violation for noise disturbance, playing recordings loud enough to disturb neighbors. Diane moved out 6 weeks later. Apparently, she couldn't afford the fines plus her mortgage. Last I heard, she's renting a studio apartment across town. Copper still sleeps 16 hours a day. He's never barked at her once.